So, have you ever had one of those careful what you wish for moments? Hey, it's Tracy Brinkman. Tracy the Ace Brinkman. Welcome back to another episode of YourSuccessAtLast.com tips podcast to improve performance. Careful what you wish for. I want to start you off with that. I've been sharing with you on a daily basis, well, at least on a weekday basis over the past few weeks, tips, a little bit of helpful motivation, sharing with you some daily questions to help you think about what it is you want from your life, what it is you're doing with your talents, etc., and asking for your comments, asking for your feedback. And I got some. And last night, a very nice gentleman, I'm sure, named Tim, left me a message, and he started off by saying, this is meant to be constructive. And his message essentially was, hey, Tracy, I wanted to listen to your 7 tips to make it happen. However, it was like 3 minutes into your podcast before you got to your first tip. I didn't make it much further past your first tip. And first off, let me say, Tim, thanks for taking the time, really, to write me that note. And I definitely appreciate it. I appreciate the feedback. Far be it from me to, sit there and spout all these words of wisdom, I'll call them words of wisdom, saying, hey, get feedback from your friends and from those you trust and care about, and not take that feedback. So I'm not going to babble on for 3 minutes today, but I just wanted to share and make sure that the folks that are listening that aren't aware of a few of the things that we do. I'll babble for a few minutes, or actually, I'll babble for a little bit in the very beginning. It's just my way of connecting with you. This is my way of saying, hey, this is who I am. And perhaps I'm not for everybody, but if I'm for you and you're still listening, hey, rock on. Tim, I hope I'm for you too. If not, you know what? There's lots of great guys out there, and I say it time and time again, don't just take my word. There's lots of great folks out there sharing quality information. Find some. And as we go through my podcast, I share some of those names as we go along, because I listen to them too. But then we do go through the daily questions. And, that takes a minute or so as well. And I'm 2 minutes in already, and I haven't given today's tips. So, Tim, if you're listening, I'm sorry. It's probably going to be another minute, because we had to go into today's question. Today's question is, what do you want? What do you want or need to change? And I think one of the things I'm going to work on changing is not babbling on for 3 minutes. So think about it. What's going on in your world that you want to change? What's going on in your world that you need to change? So really think about that. So today we're going to talk about, it's wonderful, it's Winning Attitude Wednesday. And today's about 4 tips for a wonderful attitude. And I fired up this one because, when you get advice, constructive or not, sometimes it can strike you wrong, and it's all about having the right attitude. And attitude, let's see, how do I want to phrase this? I think all your feelings, and this is a limited woo-woo warning right here, okay? I try not to be too mushy, but sometimes in the world of personal development, mush just happens to sneak its way in. It's just the way it is. But I think in the world of personal development, in your feelings and in what's going on inside you, it's just energy. The real trick is how you focus that energy. So, do you focus it into a fear channel? Do you focus it into an excitement channel? Do you focus it into a positive channel? Do you focus it into an action-oriented channel? So it's all energy, and your attitude follows that path. So, when it comes to this, and every day unexpected events happen to us. It's just life. It's just the way it happens, right? We plan down to the nth level of detail, and bam! Something comes along and throws a major wrench into our machine. It could be one little thing, just jacks up your whole day. It doesn't have to. But, it's not what happens to you at times like this, but it's really how you react to it. So that's why today I want to share with you a few ways to help keep you acting and thinking creatively and hopefully positively as well. Now, again, let's keep it real. Right? I don't want you to just think, just look at the silver lining of the cloud. It's a cloud, and clouds bring rain, and rain is good, right? Green grass out here, we got dumped on with rain here in Columbus last night. Just dumped, crazy wind, lots of rain, but my grass looks awesome today, right? I was like, wow, I gotta get out here and water my grass, and Mother Nature's here. Let me help you with that. So keeping your attitude at its very best under all circumstances is it's going to help you. It's going to help you get through these tough times, these weather the storm, so to speak, such as we went through last night. And so we got about 4 tips I want to share with you here. Tip number 1, concentrate on the good, right? I mean, you hear this time and time again, and I think it's some of the simplest truths of life are the ones you've heard, but maybe you just haven't practiced enough. If there was a belief store where you could go and purchase a belief, right, and then that belief, I think the belief I would believe that I would want everyone to purchase is the success belief. The belief that everything that happens to you will bring you closer to your desired dream, your desired goal, whatever that may be, your desired level of success. That belief that will enable you to search for and find the good in just about every situation. Now, every situation is not good, but there's something good that can be gleaned from it. And it might take you a little while to get over the situation, but I think there's always something to be learned. I mean, even when my daughter passed away, she was only 18 months old. And I mention this time and again because it's one of the tough times in my life. I would never curse my worst enemy was losing their child, but I learned so much from that. Okay? So as hard as it may be to go through those times, there's always good to be had in every single situation that you live through. Whether there's to be a lesson learned, experience gained, or maybe it's just a new contact you were able to make, right? Somewhere in there's good to be had. Find it, and your attitude is going to swing into a more positive direction. Okay? And this kind of leads right into tip number 2, which is seek out the valuable lesson. You got to go looking for it. I mean, it's much like concentrating on the good. If you seek out the valuable lesson, then the situation or that circumstance or pitfall that you went through, it'll take on a whole new meaning. And when you realize this, that whatever situation you're facing right now is needed to be faced in order to learn that lesson, then you can take that lesson, you can integrate it into your goals and integrate it into your dreams, those plans for your future. So take the lesson that's learned and use it to think successfully and take action towards your success. Huh? Hey, you like how I weave that in there for you? All right. Number 3, concentrate on the solution. Ooh, this one's huge. I think almost our society has... It teaches us to focus on the bloody problem. That. Wherever your difficulty rears its ugly head, quickly and nimbly concentrate on the solution rather than focusing on the problem. Now, of course, you're going to have to pay some attention to the problem in order to come up with a solution, but don't keep rehashing the problem over and over again without offering up some sort of solution. We all know those people. Some of us know those people way too intimately. I'm just saying. All right? So spending your time rehashing, reliving, reflecting on the problem. Yeah, it's just to eat away your attitude. It's going to be chipping away at it. You know, I mean, I'm not talking about a good way like Leonardo da Vinci chipping away at the marble. Instead, I want you to concentrate on the solution. How are you going to get around that obstacle? How are you going to get that task accomplished? How are you going to overcome the setbacks that are laying in front of you? Break it down, right? Chunk it down, as Anthony Robbins says. If it's a huge task, break it down into subtasks. Break down into sub-goals. Break those down into subtasks. Now you can almost turn those subtasks into a to-do list if that's your thing, right? But each thing is take the steps. Think successfully and take action. The moment you begin thinking and planning in the terms of solutions, your attitude starts to take on a more positive and more constructive manner. And the last one I want to share with you is concentrate on the future. And these last 2 here, they all kind of go together. Whatever challenges stand in front of you, focus on the future rather than on the past. In my first ebook, I wrote the 3 views of life, and one of those views is the rear view. And you'll notice when you're driving in your car, you have a huge windshield in front of you and a little bitty rear view. That's how much of the past you need to see. You need to see just enough to make sure something's not sneaking up on you and going to rear end you. You need to see what's behind you just enough to learn from it. But you need the big view to be on what's in front of you. See, you can't change the past. So instead of worrying about whom did what to who and who's sleeping with whom and why he's the blame and focus on where you desire to be, what you want, and how you can get there from here. So concentrate on the vision of your future, right? I mean, how you want it to be, how you want it to look. Heck, take it even as how you want to feel. That's a question we ask at one of our days, isn't it? Okay, right? How does it smell? Right? Just get that detailed, right? So lay it all out there. Take action towards your future. Make it excuse me, I don't get the hiccups there. Sorry. Make it become your reality today. So keep your mind focused on your future vision and what you'll find is you'll start taking more positive actions daily, right? And then let's throw in an extra little tip here for you. Think like successful people think. And if you don't know how the successful people think, read some magazines, read some books. They tell you. Listen to podcasts. Oh, well, I'm sorry. You are listening to a podcast, and I'm telling you, successful people know that a positive mental attitude is an indispensable tool. But they don't hide behind it. It's not an old apple polishing, rose-colored glasses view of life. All right? Successful people look at the problems that they have in front of them, and they find a way around them. Right? They don't just go, oh, woe is me. See, you too can be as positive you want to be if you concentrate on the good, seek out the valuable lesson, focus on the solution, and think about the future. That's it. Okay, that's number 5. Is really all 4 kind of roll up together. If you think like successful people think, using your mind to exert mental control over your situation, you will be positive and in good spirits a majority of the time. I'm not going to say you're going to be happy all the time. Life just isn't like that. That's the real part of things, right? So you'll be in good spirits a majority of the time. Isn't that better being all jacked up and mad some of the time, most of the time, right? So, and then you start receiving the rewards that come with that positive mental attitude, and just like all the other successful people have learned. And if you think about it, when you see someone who's got a bright, cheery smile on their face, are you more likely to walk up to them and say, hi, hey, how's it going? If they're a friend of yours, or introduce yourself if they're not? Or would you rather walk up to the guy who's got the big old frown stretched across his face, got his shoulders all slouched over, he's leaning up against the wall like, no one wants to talk to me? Well, it's no wonder. Okay? So, take some time and take some action. First, concentrate on the good, seek out that valuable lesson in every snag, and I've said this in a couple of podcasts back, start a journal. Or make a list of every idea and insight that you gain from your setbacks. Take a minute and think about, all right, when my daughter passed away, what lessons can I learn? Let me tell you, when I wrote that down, it was a tough evening, sitting down writing that down. It brought tears back. It brought emotions back. But it was honest. I wrote down some of the things I believe I learned from it. You always have yours too. Write them down. And they don't have to be that tear-jerking. It could be something like, oh, that girl cheated on me. What can I learn from that? Right? Maybe you're picking the wrong girl. I don't know. Just saying. Second, become solution-oriented with every difficulty you encounter. Solution-oriented. Make it a habit to look for the answers to your questions as well as the solutions to your problems. Huh? Seek out assistance if you can't figure it out for yourself. Look for a mentor. Find a coach. Look for someone who's been through the problem. Trying to lose weight? Find someone who's lost weight and kept it off. And enjoy the process. There's the key. Don't just find someone who's lost weight and then put it back on. Don't just find someone who tortured themselves to lose weight. Find someone who lost weight, kept it off, and enjoyed the process. No, they didn't enjoy every part of the process. I guarantee you that. But they may have found a way to enjoy the process and then figure out where you can use some of that. And then, lastly, I want you to write things down. Think on paper. Start that journal. Take the time to write every detail of your situation and then brainstorm solutions. I just shared with you a couple of podcasts back the brainstorming process, right? Use some of that. Plan out the most logical steps to take and then, that's right, think successfully and take action to get through the obstacles. You got that? So there you are. And I did it in under 15 minutes. 15 minutes and 48, 49, 50 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much. And keep sending in the tips, the comments. They may not always be positive, but I think you meant them positive, Tim. I really appreciate that. Anybody else? I'm here to listen. In the meantime, think successfully. Take action. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.